show tonight is going to be from 1994. Like, that's about it.
Thank you, Ian.
94 was
Welcome.
a good year.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to episode 101 of VCR Redux, where we take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2023. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most, film professor Ian Klink.
It's me.
And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the third leg of our VCR tripod himself. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is back on the show.
Let's go.
Oh, pressure's on Steve to keep this going, because rounding out this righteous crew from the band Crash Romeo, whose newest music video, Your Name Here, is available on YouTube now. Steve Anderson is back on the show.
Dave!
Oh, I was expecting a
You took all the Mario lines. I have woohoo.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
All right, we are here
We
today
all
to
played
put on our
64.
jump boots. What?
We've
all played
Nintendo
64.
64. You played.
Oh
Mario.
no, we'll draw battle lines later. I'm a
right.
I'm a 16-bit guy. But we are here today to put on our jump boots, chase the sacred meteor rock, and to turn people into primitive slime. That's right, folks. This world clearly needs Super Mario Brothers 2 Pipe Dreams, and we're here to give it to you. But before you tell me how Dennis Hopper can do no wrong, we need to talk about how Super Mario Brothers came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that includes everyone watching the live chat as well. So Love at First Laserdisc, Vital VHS, hit us up in the chat and let us know how Super Mario Bros. Came into your lives. So
First off, if you actually have a laser disc of Super Mario Brothers, like this version of Super Mario Brothers, Chris is going to come to your house and give you a wet, sloppy kiss. Tongue, no tongue.
Did they even put this out on Laserdisc?
I'm sure it's out on Laserdisc. It's a
Oh,
1993 film. All films of 1993 by law have to have Laserdiscs still in print. I'm pretty sure that's written
If
somewhere
they
in
were
the
good.
Constitution.
If they were good, right?
Anything released theatrically, I should say. Anything released theatrically. But getting to how this movie came into our lives, Steve, do you remember the first time you watched the ultimate 1993 masterpiece of shit that is Super Mario Bros?
I saw it in theaters. I remember
what?
vaguely seeing it
Poor
in
man.
theaters. Yeah, because I was pumped. I was pumped for it.
Yeah, I mean, we were of
it
the
was-
age. I probably
yeah.
should have seen it in theaters.
It was very confusing. It was a very confusing time in my life. Walking out of this movie. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. Saw it in
I
theaters.
can understand the confusion. I mean,
I've maybe seen it once, besides yesterday. Since then, well,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate you being willing to suffer through this film yet one extra time.
it's what I
Mickey,
do
I'm
here.
curious.
Yeah,
Was this a date movie for you in the
Oh,
theaters?
fuck no, man. This was like HBO, and maybe I was like passing the TV while it was on and said, "What is this?" and proceeded to watch this crap. And then like that was the last time I ever saw it up until just today watching it.
Well, the VCR appreciates your sacrifice as well, my friend. We're just flying right through our first time Mario stories here. How old were you, Mickey, when this came out? Were you like 13, 14, 15?
93. I was probably about 16.
87.
16?
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
42.
Ian,
Yep.
Ian, there you go.
16, 17.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was like 9, and even I could tell from the trailers, I was like, something looks bad about this. Like, this doesn't seem right.
Somebody made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody sold their jean jacket to Satan to get this movie made. Ian, you're roughly my age. I think you're younger than me. Did you see this in its theatrical run, home video, gas station pizza? What's the story?
All right, before I get to that, why don't you have a mustache? You would have
Why
a
don't
good
I have a mustache?
You would have a good mustache. You should grow it.
would.
I've said for a long time I have serious mustache envy. If I had the confidence that I could grow a good one, I would have done it by now.
I think he should.
I think you could
I
too.
would
If you're
love-
gonna
I
with those
would-
glasses and the shirts, I think you need one at this point.
I think so, but I'm pretty sure they'll have
I don't think he
police
needs
following me
any of
around
that,
if
but-
I wear a mustache with these
Yeah.
glasses and these shirts.
I mean,
So,
just
maybe that's
adding,
good. I'll be safe everywhere I go. I'll be safe.
the problem
cops
is
will
adding the
never-
mustache would just scream more Jersey. But anyway, I remember actually I did go to the theater to see Super Mario Bros. I actually went to the theater to watch this. I think I went with my friend Colin because we were all like really wanting
Shout out to Colin.
I really want to say I went with Colin to go see this. Or it was one of those, like, it was a birthday party. We all went to the movies.
That's so Colin.
Yeah, that is so.
That is
pretty
Colin
much
AF.
If I remember anything about the 90s, 93, was that Colin liked to have a lot of parties at movie theaters.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, so I want to say we did. I do remember it being on HBO, though. Like, it'd be one of those, like, again, I've said this a lot on the show. HBO would show kids' movies from, 8 to 4. Just because, kids were at home and stuff like that. So they didn't want to, so they would recycle a lot of kids' movies. And I remember, like on a Saturday or if I was staying home sick, which I was faking, we all watched Ferris Bueller. We all tried it. No, not a single one. Don't act like one of you didn't stay home legitimately sick. There was one time you all faked it.
Oh, several.
Okay.
I manifested sickness to get home and watch T2 on VHS. I believe I talked about that in the past.
Fair. But I remember this being on HBO a lot, and so I'd rewatch it. And it was always the same crappy movie, but when you're 9, I don't defend a lot on the show, folks. All right, I don't. We all know this.
Are you going to be on the defense today,
sir? May I speak?
When you're
Please, the
9
floor is
years,
yours, Senator.
You're gonna say when you're 9 years old, you have no taste in movies, so you just watch anything that's on.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
It's kind of true.
When you have like 12 channels, you're gonna watch what's on, whether you like it or not. But for a 9-year-old, if you're not into gaming, let me.
Oh, that's
emphasize
right.
that. If you're 9 years old and not into gaming, it's kind of a fun movie.
I could
It's
see
not
that.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
But
We all knew that, even at 9.
Yeah.
It was not Mario Brothers.
We always,
Yeah.
I'm glad. One thing I like about this show is we bring out different sets of opinions. It's not just like, oh, we all worship a movie or we all hate a movie. Like, I'm kind of amazed, but like, it makes sense when you explain it to me that, Ian, you weren't into gaming. So this didn't feel like any bit of a betrayal to you like it did to so many Mario fans.
I talked about this. Look, I had a Super Nintendo. We had Duck Hunt and the Mario Brothers. Everybody had that dual game. I had Tetris that my mom basically played. We didn't play it, but my mom did. And I think I had Back to the Future with the bees. Like, those are the games that I had. And I still don't get the bees.
I have a bit of a hot take here on this. After rewatching this again, I don't think this is necessarily the worst movie ever. I think this might just be the worst adaptation ever.
That's an interesting point. I mean, you can always find a shittier movie, but shittier adaptation.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying, like, I think it's a worse adaptation than it is.
What it is,
and that probably could lead to the fact of my dislike for this movie, because it's literally it's just like you like walk in and somebody says like, here's a Mercedes Benz. And you look at the Mercedes Benz, and it's actually like a Pontiac
Doom buggy
Buick or something, some shit like that.
It's Wesley Snipes' Rolls Royce from Major League, or it's just clearly a VW Bug with a Rolls Royce grill.
Super Mario Bros. Is as if somebody took the script, made a novelization that you got from Scholastic Book Fair.
That's an insult to Scholastic Book Fair.
Hold on,
you're a teacher.
Took it from that novelization, fed it into Chat GPT, said, give me something fun, and it farted out this script, and they were like, hey, we got a clear slate here in January. Get it out.
That's the Ian I know and love. Bring on the fart jokes, folks. So I'll get to my thrilling
in the Hawaiian shirt and dirty glasses that smell like last night. Shut up.
The glasses have to smell like last night if they're going to tell you a story. So I wanted to say hi to everyone in the live chat. I see Miyagi Do in there. Angie Saunders, Mikey Riffraff, Alex Dustin, Golds Code, Colin Army, Joanne Bullimore. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Alex Bonafonte says, disclaimer, the following views expressed are not those of Nintendo, YouTube, Twitch, Fandom, Spotlite, or the 1984 Miami Dolphins. He also says, I think I would rather watch a North Korean ripoff of Blade Runner than rewatch the Super Mario Bros. Well, you came to the right place, my friend, because we all pretty much feel the same way.
That's ironic, because I think of this movie as the Super Mario Brothers Blade Runner.
Oh, well, it's interesting. It probably looks more like Blade Runner that does like Super Mario's,
right?
Super Mario Bros. We were talking about that a bit last night. Golds Code says, where's the variety show? That's on me, Golds Code. I still have like only 94 hours left of footage to cut through. So, but 6 of it's done. So hopefully next week or the week after we'll have the clip show. So Alex Bonafonte says, if you haven't seen Super Mario,
where's the variety show? Whatever, Airborne. Blah blah
blah. Ian doing a spot-on impersonation of Gold's Code. He says, I don't blame anyone except Ian. This is supposed to be episode 101. It is episode 101.
I don't blame anybody but Ian. Anyway, on to the Airborne stuff.
Sylvia Waymon with a request in there. Can you guys please do a Nutty Professor 3 with Eddie Murphy? I would love to do that. I see Monica Thyman joining as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, I want to remind you guys, you still have a chance to be on VCR Redux if you want to send your clips to me of you talking about the show. The only one who has done so far are the mashup geniuses, Angie Saunders and Mikey Riffraff, so don't miss out. So there's also some requests for us to do a Basic Instinct 3, a Last Friday with Ice Cube. I'm here for a lot of these. Do a True Mass sequel with Jim Carrey. Yes, where have you been, Sylvia? Please send these requests in the
Basic Instinct 3.
Basic Instinct 3. Sharon Stone.
He is there.
I'm too tired.
Basic Instinct 3.
Sliver Code says, if I grew the mustache, I would look like a Police Academy bad guy. So I think that's totally fair. I think you could do worse, but you could also aim higher in life. And of course, since Ian kicked it off, there's talk of Airborne in the chat already, as well as a request for an American Werewolf in London sequel. That would be awesome, as long as it's in Miami. I want American Werewolf. Yeah.
Ooh.
In a weird small town.
So it'd have to be 3 American Werewolf and somewhere else, right?
Or no, a Canadian werewolf in Miami. Yeah.
Well, in Vancouver, American Werewolf in Vancouver or Toronto.
Yeah, or we could always do My Mailman's a Werewolf. That's what I've all been waiting for. So yeah, this
my body, eh? Oh, this moon.
Terrible.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't be locked up in this house, eh?
Oh,
what's
not
that
my
about?
friend. Not my friend. Oh no!
So getting to my first time watching this masterpiece of shit that is a film, this perfectly round turd of a film. I was like 9, and I was like, something just feels wrong about this, and I didn't even bother renting it. I waited for cable, and what I saw pretty much did not excite 9-year-old, 10-year-old me, whatever I was at this point in time when it's on cable. And I was just like, I don't know, everything feels wrong. I didn't really digest it much. I just didn't give it much thought. I was just like, wow, they really fucked that up. But then I watched it again last night, and man,
and now
I have some thoughts. Okay, this movie is basically like if you made every decision from a movie sense and an adaptation sense, made every decision as wrong as possible, but only in the most expensive way you could think of to do it. Like they were just like shooting money out of a fucking cannon into a fucking dumpster fire to see if they could, they were trying to put out the fire with $1,000 bills. Like I just don't. Everything is like, I don't know who this is for. First of all, it's not for kids.
Hell no,
it's not for adults. And I don't know, it's not for Bob Hoskins or Dennis Hopper, clearly, from the way that they feel about doing this movie. And I guess it's not for John Leguizamo anymore either. But man, like I love Bob Hoskins, and it's not his fault. But
yes, it is.
Here's my thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
Why is Bob Hoskins cash the check? He lives in the filth of that bathtub filled with coins.
There's a story about like Leguizamo and Hoskins doing like drinking whiskey in between shots.
Yeah, they were like hammered making this movie. Like fuck
exactly.
It.
So like I gotta also think that maybe like they got the writer drunk too, because it's like And
The director.
literally, like when you think of Goombas and you get what is shown on the screen over there,
Yeah.
like that looks like I don't even understand. Like I've seen that creature in another movie. I can't place the movie that I've seen it. It looks almost like a ghoulie, but it's not a ghoulie.
They took
It's
some
just a
wild
turd head.
liberties. Yeah, some
It's
wild liberties with the
a
adaptation.
turd head.
Yeah.
It
And
literally
they're like,
was.
let's make them 8 feet tall and have these crazy puppeteered heads above their, like
That must have
just
cost some
'cause.
money too, man, to make
Yeah.
all
Oh,
those.
yeah.
They have like 11 of them in one scene together.
Yeah,
And
then,
for
that's-
nothing, no
it
reason,
doesn't-
just so they could walk in and out of frame. Like,
Yep.
doesn't
it's
Mojo
ridiculous.
Nixon turn into one of those?
Yes, yeah,
Mojo
he's
Nixon.
Toad.
He's Toad.
He's
Yeah,
Toad in the
Toad
movie. Yeah.
is 8 feet tall and with a teeny head, which is
Yeah.
the exact opposite of what he is. He's 2 feet tall with a giant head.
And
Wow.
Yoshi's
Are you
a
talking about
real
him?
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yoshi.
Oh,
is
Yoshi looks like it would tear your fucking face off.
It's a velociraptor. It's
Yeah.
really-
It's a baby
It is
velociraptor.
They literally
the
took
baby
Roger
raptor from
Corman's
Jurassic
Carnosaur
World.
and brought it over to the set. That's
They
basically what
did.
they
They did. Yeah. Can we borrow
Yeah.
one of them Carnosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's look at this terrifying piece of fucking shit here.
Although,
But
like,
yeah, I mean,
none of the characters look like it's just literally
Okay.
ridiculous.
But in defense, this is part of the great 90s Dennis Hopper bad guy trilogy. You
Yes,
got
that's true.
Mario Bros, you got Speed, and you got freaking Waterworld. I'm in.
And
so
like
what out of
only
two?
one of those. Only
What
one
out
of
of
those
two?
movies.
So-
Oh my god,
as bad
Speed is
as
great. Like Waterworld is fucking brutal.
as bad as
I
two
can't
of those
stand that
movies,
movie.
as bad as
Waterworld
two
is
of those
not
movies
as bad
are,
as you remember it being.
yeah,
And
Waterworld
an
might be the only thing I could think of worse than this movie right now.
and an
Like,
expensive. So Dennis Hopper was in two expensive ass horrible
Oh,
Well,
movies.
there's a reason you stopped
Yeah.
Hopper in a lot of movies.
but it's certainly not his fault. He's great
No.
in those in
He
all
is.
those movies. He's great in this too.
he's a
I don't
wonderful
I don't
actor.
mind
Yeah,
I don't mind the casting in this, to be honest with you. I don't dislike Bob Hoskins as Mario. Or
I have
even
my
John
90s
Leguizamo as
Dreamcast.
Luigi. He's yeah.
My
What's your
my
90s
90s Dreamcast is Dustin Hoffman as Mario, Adam
Weird.
Sandler as Luigi.
Dustin Hoffman.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Dustin-
telling you,
Dustin
Adam
I would've
Sandler's
bought Adam
Luigi would have
Sandler over-
fucking crushed it at this time.
I would have bought
Yeah,
him over
yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Oh, but it
Yeah.
doesn't
Absolutely,
make
but they
sense.
wanted like a hunk. They wanted like
So-
a dreamboat.
Dennis Hoffman would make sense in the sense that Luigi has to be taller than Mario, and that was not so in this movie either.
Yeah, not
Bowser would
really.
have been
A little
Frank
bit,
Langella in a suit, and it would have been brilliant.
Hmm.
Oh,
Would have done Koopa, would have done Bowser. But we'll get, they did that in the new movie. It's so funny too, because it's like when you think about this movie, it's literally like looking at like old computers when there were text commands and there was no graphic interface. And it's like, all right, how do we get them to go back to this now? This is the way, like
and
everything is so
I
wrong.
saw
And then I
Michael
saw the new movie,
Jackson's.
everything was so right. What?
I saw Michael Jackson's Salt and Pepper. Do that thing that they did with the whole changey facio thingy.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh my
Changey face,
god!
Yeah.
Oh,
Did any
shit.
of you guys see the new movie?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
loved
Yeah,
it.
Mickey
I
saw
loved
it. Ian did
I
not,
loved
right?
it. I loved
Yeah.
it.
I didn't.
I thought the new movie was
No.
excellent. It was like, and
Yeah.
literally just when
Excellent.
you see the trailers, you're just like, okay, this is obviously the way you have to do a Mario movie. Like, this is
It's
Yeah.
like,
fucking beautifully animated.
You-
it
you
it
could-
looks
like-
incredible.
Like the '93 movie really told you and showed you that you can't do an actual Mario live action movie. It's
no,
like-
that didn't
like-
show you that because they
You-
didn't try to do that.
They didn't really. Yeah.
They didn't really
This
try
is
at
true,
all.
but like,
I mean,
like,
if you look at the production
could've.
design, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but 93 just looks like it is absolutely the worst year that this movie could have ever been made from a design standpoint. It just looks so like grungy and dingy
Yep.
and crappy, and like their weird take on the suits and like not wearing them at all. And it's just like, oh,
I just love that this movie was being made over here. Steven Spielberg's, Jurassic Park was made over there, and I think people were just like, "Yeah, whatever." Like,
this is the movie. This is the movie, and Angie Saunders in the chat backs me up on Waterworld sucking.
what?
But this is the movie.
All right,
that
so
makes
he
Street
teased
Fighter
at the
look
beginning
great
of the
with Van
movie
Damme.
and drinks it. That's the worst part about that movie. We all get it. If they would just cut out that first 3 minutes, you would have loved that movie.
You think
That's-
the biggest problem with
that's
Waterworld
the
is
problem
is
with
the pee
Waterworld?
drinking?
the first
I'm
3
just saying,
minutes-
no, I think there's other issues, but the fact that in the first 3 minutes, that's the first thing you see, yes.
But that's not an automatic. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and go like, "Oh man, I'm gonna shut this shit off."
Listen,
like the first thing, first 3
when you
minutes,
teach-
I'm gonna keep going.
Honestly,
And it's
that's the
bad.
only thing
Well,
I
when you
remember
teach
from that movie.
screenwriting, and you teach the grabber needs to be in the first 3 minutes. That's not the grabber I wanted. All right, that's all.
Honestly, that's the only thing I remember about the movie because the movie fucking sucks.
Isn't the MacGuffin of that movie that they're looking for a map to dry land, which is tattooed on the back of a child for no good reason? All right, no, I'm just making sure, checking. Okay.
Yes, we
there is a
are.
good
Yes,
reason,
it's
Steve.
super
Her
watery
parents want her to
You could
survive.
put
Yeah,
could put
got
that
it. Am I the only one that
character in the
understands
Mario
good
Brothers
movies in this
movie.
room?
You could put that character in the
I'm-
Mario Brothers movie because it would make as much sense as any of these characters that are in
That's
this.
true.
Yeah,
That's a good
literally.
point. Yeah.
It's basically. At least Mario goes in water in the games. There are water levels, so it kind of would have made some degree of sense.
What did you like about this movie? I think that's the question. It's easy to say
All
what you
of it?
didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian, what
Every
do you
single
like about this
second of it.
film?
Okay, when I was 9, it's a fun action movie. This is a movie where 9-year-old Ian could take his toys, watch it, and recreate the whole movie with my action figures. All
They
right?
had
were-
the action
that weren't
figures for this
Mario.
movie?
They
No,
were
no, no, no,
Mario.
No, it's like Q from Star Trek was Mario.
Oh, okay. All
And,
right. Right.
freaking
Well, that would
Beetle-
make as much sense as this movie.
Beetlejuice in the suit with the spinny head. Was like,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Gotcha.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, but it was a fun action movie, and it is entertaining if you don't know how movies are made or know anything about the industry. If you're just a regular Joe, kind of enjoying.
So
As a kid, I feel like I could see that it was like Cool World without the
You were a
cool
gamer.
meets Blade Runner without like any of the brains.
But we talked about this on The Wizard in the fact that I wasn't into like Super Mario 3. I wasn't as big of a gamer, so it was just a movie to me, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, I had Mario.
Yeah.
I got it.
You know what it is for me?
Yeah,
This
but
movie
it's
made
a
me-
bad movie.
Can I say this though, Chris, real quick? Just can you hold your thought?
I can.
Comparing. Okay, when you put these two side by side on two TVs, right? Like the actual game of Super Mario Brothers and this movie, going from
Okay.
like going from that and 16-bit to then this big splashy movie. Again, I'm not defending whoever got fired after this movie got in theaters deserved to still be on unemployment. Like I get it. Like there was mistakes, but I don't think it was the worst game movie ever made.
What would you say is the worst game movie that you've ever seen?
Yeah. What beats this in that category?
Honestly, Street Fighter.
Okay.
horseshit.
All right. I mean, Street Fighter's pretty bad, man.
I would watch Street Fighter a hell
Well,
of a lot
I'm
more
just
times
saying-
than this movie.
I can
This
understand how
Street Fighter is a fun, colorful piece of shit. This is
Yeah.
a drab, morose, somber, uninspired piece of shit with nothing to say. It's like
This
we
movie
took some,
kinda-
like
It
I
kind
said,
of
it's
gives
Cool
me
World without the cool, Blade Runner without the brains, and let's just shoot money out of a cannon. That's this.
It kind of
movie.
gives me some Howard the Duck feels a little bit too. This movie.
Yeah,
That's
well,
an
just-
insult
just-
to
no,
insult
just-
to Howard the Duck.
I agree on that sentiment only for like the actual look of the film. to a
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where-
It does. It
where's-
kind of. Yeah.
Where's Casey Gaines? Casey, we need you to do a book about the making of this movie.
It's Cassine.
That book.
So this movie-
Kasim.
This movie was
Kasim.
directed by
Kasim.
a power couple who had worked on the Max Headroom show,
Right.
right?
Oh,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
like
so
Max
husband and
Headroom.
wife, yeah.
Husband and wife, whatever, do it. And this is the last thing I believe they ever did.
They
They
got
were they were exiled from Hollywood after this.
Right. And everyone who was on this movie made a point in interviews later on. I think Bob
Of
Hoskins
bashing
did
them.
over
They
10 years
bashed them?
later.
They
Bob
bashed
Hoskins
them?
was still like, fuck them. They were terrible. They're like,
Wow.
worst people I've ever worked for. And that's like
Wow.
10 years later. He did an interview and they brought up Mario and he was like, it was a miserable experience just because of those two directors. They were terrible. They had no idea what they
Yeah,
were
Dennis
doing.
Hopper, like even while they were promoting the movie, he was like, "Well, fuck that team,"
Well, he was supposed to come in for I don't remember the exact amount of time, but if he was supposed to come in for like I don't know, 16 weeks. They wound up keeping him there for like 4 months, something like that.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah, so he ran over like the time he was supposed to be there by a lot,
It's literally the Apocalypse Now story, but for this Mario movie. Which
for this
imagine-
I would
Mario
rather see
movie?
Mario in Apocalypse Now.
Can you
than watch
imagine
this
what
movie.
movies Dennis Hopper had to turn down because he was too busy doing the Mario Brothers?
I mean, 1993 movies. I don't know. Was there? I don't know how much heat
I
there
mean,
was.
I don't know, but there may have been something that he turned down. That
He turned
did
down
this-
Forrest Gump for this. No.
Right? What did this come out against in theaters? Do you know,
I'm
Chris?
gonna
You
look
probably
it up.
know.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
look it up. Look that
93.
shit up.
I'm trying to think what movies, what was good in 93.
It came against Schindler's List.
Right.
Like I can't remember what movies came out in 93.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Blah. I fell asleep during that one too.
Yeah, these are about the same. Yeah.
Communists. Like,
pretty
what is
much.
wrong with you?
I don't know where we
Yeah.
find them, folks, but
Fucking dinosaurs. The only dinosaurs I like are Dinobots.
Which was
Oh,
Which was-
the dinosaurs! Oh, I make it. Oh, dinosaurs are terrible. Oh,
I mean, it's a real debate. What was the better dinosaur movie of 1993? The Super Mario Brothers movies or Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Hey, I got it. Why don't we put them in the airborne and when they're on skates? And oh, why don't we do that?
Ian, everyone in the chat is actually saying that like you obviously secretly love Airborne.
It's
No,
true.
nobody likes
It's
airborne.
true.
That's the problem. It is the argot of fart things that you all could be like making up. It is not even a movie.
Argo's good.
Serious?
I liked Argo.
Are you wearing rollerblades right now?
So you're telling me that you would watch the Super Mario
Okay,
Brothers movie
Cliffhanger was the
over
top of the
Airborne?
box office when this opened, May 28th,
Okay.
1993. Above this movie, number 1 is Cliffhanger, number 2 is Unforgiven, number 3 is Groundhog Day, number 4 is Son of a Woman, number 5 is A Few Good Men. So it's really shitting on my joke that there's nothing good that year because these are all great movies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like,
Those were the top 5.
Few Good
Okay.
Men is good. Few
Where
Good
does
Men.
this
yeah,
rank?
I mean, all those
Al
are good.
Can you
Except for
imagine Al
Cliffhanger. I didn't like it.
Pacino as Koopa? That would have been cool.
That would have been good. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Al Pacino as Mario. I could have gotten into that too.
Oh my gosh, him and Adam Sandler, that would have been good.
That's the fucking that's the movie they should have teamed up on instead of that weird Dunkachino thing. I don't even know what the fuck
Jack
that
and
is.
Jill.
Jack
Oh,
and
Jack
Jill.
and
my
Jill,
God.
Jack and Jill. No, that was horrible.
Wow. Yeah, few things have soared to such heights. There's some love for
Mario
Street
Brothers
Fighter in the
doesn't
chat
seem
though.
that bad
See?
now, does
Yep.
it, gentlemen?
No, I
John
would still
Gold
watch
says House
I
of
would
the
still-
Dead is the worst video game movie, much like Ian is the worst host. Alex Bonafonte says Street Fighter is held up entirely by Raul Julia. Watch it ASAP. I mean, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
Raul Julia is. I would watch anything with him, and it's amazing. He can't disappoint, and it's a colorful, stinky turd where things keep
It's a
moving.
good
And
movie.
you know,
I mean, it's not great, but it's not a bad movie. I'll watch that
No.
all day long. I'll watch that over the Mario Brothers movie. This one.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wait, okay,
absolutely.
I do have my answer. I didn't.
Okay.
At least it's made for some
Mortal-
an audience.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
2, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be worse
Was
than this.
probably because I actually like Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
was
but
good.
I still don't
Annihilation,
believe that
I
Mortal
couldn't
Kombat
understand.
2 was worse than this one. I
Really?
think this one has the worst adaptation.
This one definitely has the worst adaptation.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
technically a worse movie.
Because you don't
Just
even
because-
if I didn't tell somebody like I didn't show them the cover of the movie, didn't tell them who was in the movie, I said just watch this movie.
That's a cruel joke.
I think they would until somebody said like the Mario Brothers or whatever like that.
If
they
you
wouldn't
watch
get
this
it.
movie, if you watch this movie with the sound off, it would take you about 45 minutes to an hour to figure out what you were watching. Yeah, if that you were watching a Mario Brothers
Yeah,
movie. And
yeah.
even then you'd still be on the fence about it.
You
Yeah,
would never figure it out if the sound was off. Oh my god,
Yeah.
are you shitting me? Like
right?
you would never figure it out if you missed the
Even-
opening credits.
Even
No
us
way.
who have seen the movie, if we're ever somewhere and this movie is just playing like in the middle, whatever the case may be, and we just walk by it, we wouldn't instantly say like, "Yo, that's the Super Mario Brothers movie from '93." You would like you'd be like, "What is that movie?"
I
mean,
think
this
you're gonna say
movie-
none of us would walk by it and not go, "Oh God."
Oh God.
I think not only is this on my top 5, of course the worst movies that year, but I think it's on my top 5 worst 90s movies in general. Like,
really,
if you had to take 5 movies, explain like why the 90s are less good than the 80s, this is one of the movies I'm probably going to use to make my case.
This is like a 90s movie that wanted to be an 80s movie.
You're going to put this in Pre-Hysteria 3, sir.
This makes Pre-Hysteria 3 look like Exorcist 3, damn it. But that's okay, thing, right? We are at the half-hour point, so everyone in the chat, whatever you're pitching,
folks, we're not pitching this one. We're just gonna put on we're gonna put on 10 minutes of Benny Hill music, and we're gonna
tell you who is pitching. The live chat is pitching, and right out of the gate, we got Dustin Nino of Retro Fiend Radio, makers of the finest canon martial arts docs online. He says Pacino and De Niro is Mario and Luigi, and have it directed by Scorsese. Boom! Wow. We're done. That's it. Mario's about the mean streets now.
They would be whacking people. They would be whacking people. It would be like
that is the
Mario Bros from Hudson Hawk right there. That's what I would do. Frank Stallone.
Skit oh my God! Can we get a Mario
SNL skit that got cut before air ever?
Can we get a Mario?
We should be doing a Hudson Hawk. What?
Can we get a Mario's Goodfellas? Like, if you
I did not just hear defense of Hudson Hawk. I am out of this room.
Way better than this piece.
I'm going to get out of this room right now if I hear one more defense of that wet chart of a movie.
That was better than Mario.
Do no wrong.
It was better
Hudson
than
Hawk, Richard E. Grant.
Literally,
name is Sandra Bernhardt, and you have no soul. And Annie McDowell. David Caruso's best work. There, I'm done. Sorry.
I think I have a pitch. I think I have a pitch for once. I think I actually want to pitch to. Yeah. Okay. So, obviously they took this movie. It's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim. We want a lot of death. We want tits and ass. That's what you got for this, right? So I say, Bob Hoskins, has passed away. Got rest, whatever. And he obviously can't come back and reprise his role, and neither can
nor would he.
No, Woody. But who really seems like he wants to get back on board is Leguizamo. And I was looking through Mario stuff today because I'm not really all that familiar with it. And there's something about a Luigi's haunted castle.
Haunted mansion. Luigi's haunted mansion. It's in the movie.
Leguizamo back. Let's make it a hard R. John Leguizamo driven Luigi's haunted mansion. That's just a horror nightmare.
Wow. And Steve's out here pitching the R-rated spin-offs.
And let's bring Wario into the thing. And let's just.
I was just gonna say, who would be Wario?
Wario needs to be in it. Yeah. He needs to be this.
And Waluigi.
Who you cast?
Waluigi. You need Waluigi.
Somebody. I don't know. That's a good question. Who would play him? He's got to be like a. I don't know. Raised from the.
Oh, Oscar Isaac.
Sure. I don't know.
Oscar Isaac with that fucking mustache. It'd be great.
Yeah. I kind of want Bostino.
Who?
Dave Bostino from the Bostino or the
Bud Bundy?
No. He's in
Boreanaz?
No, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy and he's
Batista.
That's what I said.
Faustino?
As
You're talking about David Faustino from
Wario?
I want Dave Bautista to be in this movie.
Well,
I think he'd be a great Wario. Like, it makes no sense.
Sure.
Diesel. Why not?
Nothing matters, and none of this is sacred, obviously, in this version. So we could just do anything with it.
I want the guy who played Big Pussy on The Sopranos to play Wario. I think it'd be
fantastic. Oh, yeah. He died, though. Did he die?
No, he's still around.
Did he die? I think he died.
He's the skunk-looking one.
God rest his soul if he did.
I think he did.
Is he the one that looks like a skunk?
What?
Yeah, with the white strip kind of.
No, that's Paulie.
No, that's Paulie. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Silvio.
I watched 3 episodes. I don't want.
Yeah, what the hell?
Almost anyone from that show
could be quality, and you watched 3 episodes of the greatest show in the history of television.
I couldn't get into it. Yeah, I got it.
Insane.
Got it.
That is just that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, he died. Salvatore died.
Fucking A. Well, fuck me. That's not happening then. Anyway, I feel you though, Steve. I love like haunted mansions and spin-offs. Like I think we were talking about that today. Like, Abbott and Costello.
What about Danny DeVito as Wario?
Yeah,
my
Danny
God.
DeVito.
Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Perfect.
Stop
I
it
think
right
that-
now.
That's
That
great.
Mickey, you crushed that.
He's
That
a
was-
perfect
DeVito was
Mario.
going to be Mario at one point too, and obviously that is like pretty fucking perfect.
Mhm.
Also in the 90s, it was really Dustin Hoffman and DeVito like this for a long time. Like,
Well, maybe you could have
kept-
Dustin Hoffman come in and play Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Oh, I forgot that Waluigi is a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
All
All
I
right,
love
but-
Waluigi.
I haven't seen the new one, but do they go into like Mario Kart land in the new
Yes,
one?
they do.
Yes.
They do.
Ironically,
Kart.
there's like a
Rainbow
Mario
Road.
Kart scene in the 90s movie that seems to predate the actual Mario Kart game.
Oh,
Well,
when he's in the
It
cop
could
car?
be off on the years though.
When he's in
Yeah,
the
when they
cop car?
steal
There's
the
like
cop.
the car.
I mean,
There's like the car scene in
all those cars are like like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. They run off like bumper cars too, right? They have like a
Yep.
weird
Like a
hole coming out
trolley,
of the back.
like a trolley.
Yes, yeah, like trolley. Yeah, in the movie, that's yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It's a weird choice. The movie's
Well,
all weird choices.
Yes,
Yeah, the
everything
whole
about this
thing,
movie is
yeah.
a weird choice.
Yeah.
But in defense of it, Miyagi Do Forever in the live chat says love this film. And there are some pitches, of course. Gold's Code has a pitch. Don't worry, Ian, it's not an airborne pitch. He says his pitch is it's a period piece set in the 90s, and the Mario Brothers come into the real world only to face a real villain, Rex Manning. Now they must learn Blade to escape back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, I really didn't think it was an airborne pitch, and then he snuck it in on me. I'm sorry. I don't know how he does these things. He's wonderful, wonderful pitches. And one good pitch from Gold's Code deserves
I got
another.
him. You see, I got him.
He's twirling his mustache Wario style right now. But
Come
Gold's
on in
Code's
the
other
bar.
pitch is Mario is missing adaptation. Then you get both the worst Mario game and the worst Mario movie together, like watching Ian and Mickey without Chris.
oh,
Sean is savage today. Jeez.
man. Damn.
Gold's Code says, Ian, you don't like Airborne or Sopranos. Disqualify him from the show. Also, Xandra Mars says, Steve, I'm down for a gruesome Luigi's Haunted Mansion film. That's actually probably just so much better.
Only
Yeah.
if Elvira shows up.
Yes.
Why would you want
fuck
Elvira?
I mean,
Why would you
want
not
Elvira?
want Elvira?
Yeah.
What other Nintendo characters could you could have Zelda show up?
Elvira
right?
had a Nintendo game, Mickey.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well like jump the full shark and just go to Smash Brothers. Like, just
Smash Bros.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's
Have
probably
them.
what they'll do for one of these movies coming up. Yeah.
Why
Oh, they
did
will, yeah.
anybody ever have a raccoon ear?
they did it in the new movie.
They did do it, yeah. In the
Did?
new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
did.
the
I mean,
problem. they finally they made up for this.
Tanuki Mario.
it is nostalgia fucking packed, man. That
It's
new
awesome.
one.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Does the
excellent. It's
dog
everything a
from
Mario
Duck
film
Hunt
should
appear?
be.
What's
Say
up?
again?
What?
Dog from Duck Hunt appear?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I have
That's
to,
a pretty-
I have to
that's a pretty
actually think
random-
about it.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I want somewhere in the new movie for Mario's brothers to have a dog, and it's that dog, and there's a duck that gets killed, and he just jumps it and looks up, and there's a CGI smile. Like,
And he's
What
just
if
laughing.
Nintendo? I mean, imagine. Okay, here's just an off the walls bonkers pitch. But imagine a world where like Nintendo got hit with another video game recession, like the one in '83. Imagine it happens again in '88, right? And Nintendo gets bought by Canon Films. What would we have gotten?
You
We
would
could have
probably gotten
gotten
something similar to this.
Mario and
Yeah,
Double Dragon,
yeah,
Bimmy
yeah.
and Jimmy and Mario all in one movie. That could have been fucking
Dolph
amazing.
Lundgren is
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren,
yeah, right.
Dolph
Van
Lundgren
Damme
and
is
Van
Mario.
Damme.
This
Yes.
is very much a He-Man Masters of the Universe vibe too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
for
does.
sure.
It does have that. Did you guys know? I never caught this until recently. There's a stinger scene at the end of this movie. It's
No,
two
there is?
Japanese business. Yeah, there is. There's two Japanese businessmen, and they're sitting in their apartment, the Mario apartment, and they're pitching them a video game that they want to make out of their exploits. And you turn the camera around, and it's not Mario and Luigi. It's the two Koopa cousins from the movie. What's his name?
Fisher
yeah,
Stevens.
Fisher Stevens, yeah.
and then the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, it's the two of them.
Spike
Oh,
and,
wow.
I forget
Yeah.
what the other one's name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was another weird
shit.
choice. Like, we're gonna make them smarter, and it's literally just
Does
they have,
nothing.
like, yeah, it
Yeah.
does nothing except they kind of like realize that Koopa sucks. I don't know. There's just like a lot of weird fucking choices in this movie. The
They get
de-evolution
caught by
gun, what he
Mario
calls
and
the
Luigi.
Devo gun. You know, I keep thinking he's gonna shoot people with that gun, and they're gonna be like, "You must whip it." When a Koopa comes along, you must whip it.
What about the Walk a Dinosaur song when they're in the club?
Everybody do the
Steve, you said that was
dinosaur.
like in every movie,
Get
right?
Get on the floor.
That's in every dinosaur movie ever made, except for fucking Jurassic Park.
And it was also in the Dream Team. Let's not forget that.
Oh wow, the Dream Team. Why can't we be talking about that? A real
right?
film that deserves a sequel.
Forget this movie. We're talking about the Dream Team now.
We're talking about the fucking Dream Team. Michael Keaton, Peter Boyle, Christopher Lloyd. God damn.
Stephen Furs.
Oh shit. So, you know, it's really tough to imagine what you could do. I mean, sequelizing this is literally like almost we've done some things that like, oh, It's a Wonderful Life didn't need a sequel, but man, this one really doesn't need a sequel. But I love the challenge of it, right? Like, how do you come up with something? And I think, Steve, you honestly crushed it with the Luigi's Haunted Mansion thing. Especially
go away from this and just
Bob's off the table and Dennis Hopper's off the table. So you got to do something.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Click.
Right.
Well,
you got Luigi.
I mean,
and you got Samantha Mathis too. You can have Daisy.
Yeah, you can get her back.
Totally
Samantha
wasted.
So
Mathis as the queen.
Can we talk about this a little bit in chat, people? If you know the answer to this, please help me out. Alex Bonafonte says, by the way, Dave Barista is Toad.
Yes, yeah.
And that's way better than but who is Princess Daisy? Because I thought it was Princess Peach, and we were talking about this last night.
Luigi's girl.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy.
That's
Luigi's
girl. So it kind of makes sense. Yeah.
So we need Princess Peach then, except even though Mario's gone.
Well,
I guess you maybe could avoid that. You need a fucking Toad.
Yeah.
You need a fucking Bowser.
What's that?
I mean,
who in the 90s would have played Bowser? I think I have an idea who. I think Chris Farley could have played Bowser.
Oh, for sure.
In the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
I think it would have been awesome. I think it could have been fucking hilarious, and like practical prosthetics on Chris Farley, it would be incredible. Especially considering like one of the things from the games is like Bowser getting thrown through shit that like also happens to be Chris Farley's trademark.
So is King Koopa and Bowser two different people?
They're the same.
They're the same. Okay.
I thought they were different.
No, the King Koopa and Bowser are basically King Koopa is Bowser.
Okay.
He's the king of the Koopas.
Nerd.
They make it convoluted for me in the games, and I stopped playing the games after a while, and you know. So my apologies for not being all up on the Mario mythology and lore, but we're lucky Mickey's here because he seems to know what he's talking about. We're also lucky Gold's Code is here because he has a couple more pitches in the live chat. Gold's Code pitch number 3. The Mario Brothers are captured, so it's up to the best Mario player in the world to free them.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
So, Gold's Code pitch number 3. The Mario Brothers are captured, so it's up to the best Mario player in the world to free them. Jimmy Woods comes out of retirement to play a new game and save the Mushroom Kingdom. Damn, the Wizard crossover. This is a nice companion piece to our Wizard episode. I think you have the best video game movie of all time, obviously The Wizard.
Gimme, Jimmy
Woods. 50,000 smackaroos.
I'm guessing you guys just did The Wizard on the show recently.
Yes, we did it last week, and I wish we were doing it again instead of talking about Mario Brothers from the 93.
I could talk about that movie again.
I could absolutely. Send me an angel.
I really hope this video gets viewed by somebody involved in the production of this, and I just want them to come after us in our comments.
We'll be on TMZ tomorrow. We'll be on TMZ tomorrow, and Leguizamo,
our fucking tens of views are definitely going to command their attention.
And I love that John Leguizamo for that.
But I defended it.
For the record. Ian, you're in good with the A team now. Don't worry, your fucking future is set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves. Gold's Code has another pitch number 4. Mario and Luigi.
The world ended is when this movie premiered. I went to a movie theater. It was all just
the entire planet went into a pipe, and we've all been living a pipe dream ever since.
Imagine that would be. What if that happened? What if the worst, the world did end? Like you were actually in the theater in '93, and you're watching this movie, going like, "Oh man."
I know if the world were ending, I'd look back on my 1993 and I'd be like, man, I really fucked that year up. Really fucked that up. That whole 90 minutes I spent watching this fucking turd of a flick.
We're
So
not even,
Gold Coat has
we're
another
not even
pitch, anyway.
nostalgic for the 90s now after this. Forget it.
Forget.
Fast forward to Y2K.
Just get it over with.
Get over with.
End game this shit. But Gold's Coat has another pitch. Says Mario and Luigi warp to Cincinnati and are powerless. They must stop Bowser by learning how to skate downhill in a race to beat the Preps and save the Mushroom Kingdom. Love it. This movie really needed rollerblading to I honestly, like, what were they thinking? They could have put on rollerblades instead of jump boots. What the fuck are jump boots?
It would have made just as much sense as anything else. Why not? Right?
Because they had to explain why in the game they just
They jump.
No, they don't have to explain that. He's a plumber. He can jump.
But my whole thing
All
too
plumbers
is
can
like,
jump, obviously.
my whole thing is like those boots, like they don't really get used a lot.
You know what I like about this movie is the MacGuffin that he's going after is literally not in their possession for about 95% of the time they're actually in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's literally out of the fucking movie for like 95% of the time.
But wasn't there toys? Wasn't there jump boot toys?
Were there? Like actual
there was toys for this movie.
No, I think they just
so.
recycled these jump boots into Face Off and Batman and Robin. I literally think these boots are on Mr. Freeze and they're on the prisoners in Face Off.
And in the prison scene in Face Off.
I think
that would be a huge lawsuit. I don't know what metal jump boots would do for anyone in real life. Right?
They were the precursor to the hoverboards too. Like basically
4 years later, precursor. Yeah, I don't know. The jump boots, I'm deeply offended by the jump boot thing. Like, oh yeah, well, obviously we need to give them like these like super expensive and like exposition heavy boots so they could do something everyone can fucking do in the world. Everyone can jump.
You know what saved this movie in '93? There was no internet.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. That's right. We had no way of knowing that other people could jump before the internet.
There were toys. There was a toy line.
No,
it
really?
was. I remember seeing it. Yeah.
There's a Bob Hoskins toy out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a bad.
That's what every
investment right there.
That's the Bob Hoskins right there.
Wow.
This was.
I thought buying mini disc stock
Steve,
was
this
foolish.
is in the era. I mean, it's like Dick Tracy came out. It was like
right.
Terminator 2 had toys.
That's true. I remember seeing like alien toys on like Saturday morning cartoons with like the alien and Predator, you know, like action figures, and I'm like, holy shit! Like,
if there was a movie, they made toys out of it.
That's wild.
Ertl made it, or it was like this company.
Waterworld had toys.
Ertl.
Really? Waterworld had toys? That's crazy. That's awesome.
Had toys, yeah.
Basic Instinct had toys. The little Sharon Stone doll. She would cross her legs.
There's even a commercial. You got to check this out, like online after the show.
Really?
There's a toy commercial.
Wow.
R-rated toys were the best. Oh God.
I just don't understand how you make a toy line for a series of movies that no kid is able to see. I mean, I'm sure we all saw them, so that negates my point. Yeah. I mean,
there's some great casting ideas in the chat, I gotta say. Xander Mars says again, Elvira needs to show up in an end credit scene as if she were reading us the entire plot of the Luigi Haunted Mansion movie from a book.
That would be awesome.
So game for that. Alex Bonafonte says Rosie Perez is Daisy. I'm always down for Rosie Perez. Good lord.
Would love that. Would love that.
Yeah. Good lord. 100%. Some love for Elvira as well. And then Gold's Code's talking about, you don't know the guy that flies the airships and tosses wrenches. I hate that guy as much as I hate people who don't know good movies. Ian.
Man, Ian, they really give you a hard time. Huh?
I'm really getting him tonight.
Ian's fucking life has been foiled. He's keeping a good game face though. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. What else would you do in a Haunted Mansion movie, though? How else would you spice that up? Because I mean, I don't even think it's worth going down another road. Like, if we have to pitch a sequel for this, then
I think that honestly, I think that's really a good idea. Because I mean, honestly, it would be really good with the whole, I mean, scares, jumps, action scenes, like horror action. Like, we just need Umbol to direct it. You know?
And if Leguizamo's not down, then you just go with Adam Sandler. Boom.
Right. Leguizamo's down.
Yeah,
Leguizamo wants this. I don't know why he wants it, but he wants it. He's got some weird thing with this movie.
Well, but what if someone writes The Pest too? He's gonna be like, oh man, that Pest though.
I
don't know if I can commit to this. He's iffy.
I'm there opening day for that movie.
I'd have to see that too. Yeah.
I love The Pest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I really liked it when it came out too. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when it came out, I was like, this movie's great.
Ian shits on like real good movies like Airborne and stuff like that and everything else like that. And then he comes out and says like, I love The Pest. The Pest is like a great movie.
Ian shits on filet mignon and then builds a shrine to The Pest with John Leguizamo. I'll never understand it.
If looks could kill.
When he is taking a crap and he's citing Shakespeare. If you didn't laugh, you were not human.
I'm not saying that it wasn't a great movie. Well, what I am saying
the thing is arrows.
I can't.
Film professor. You know what? I feel bad for Ian's students because now on Monday morning they're gonna have to listen to a lecture on why The Pest is a masterpiece of a film, and it's gonna haunt them. It's gonna haunt them.
What was the one?
Gonna stunt their education.
What was the one with Jamie Kennedy? It was trying to be like The Pest.
Malibu's
Most Wanted.
Yes.
Malibu's Wanted.
Oh my god! And they didn't even have Malibu from American Gladiators in there. What a waste!
Yeah,
that movie makes The Pest look like Citizen Kane.
Like honestly, if there was a scene,
chairman of the board with Carrot Top makes The Pest look like Citizen.
Yes. But then you have House Guest or whatever like that with Pauly Shore.
No, like House Guest is with Sinbad.
No.
That's Shazam.
What's the country one with Pauly Shore? The country
Son-in-law.
Yeah. Son-in-law is very much like that too.
Yes, yeah.
If Super Mario Bros was made 1 year earlier, I think there legit would have been a scene where Mario and Luigi go on American Gladiators. Like I just feel deeply like that would have happened, and that would have been better.
Well, then they would have given us some aspects of the game a little bit.
All on Tubi.
Yeah.
I love
not the whole series though. They have little like snippets of it. Like it's annoying. I want the whole goddamn thing. Give me the whole American Gladiators enchilada.
Yes.
Give me it all. Give me nothing. Like Dream On. Don't just give me a couple seasons.
Chris was eating an enchilada in 1992 watching American Gladiators.
American Gladiators was the shit, man. I just remember watching this show. Like this, nobody can fuck with Diamond. I'm like, dude,
Malibu, there's got to be Laser, Gemini. Are you kidding me? That's a formidable. I mean, that's Mario would be lucky to face villains like that.
There was no way. And
Dennis Hopper shooting the fucking tennis ball machine gun.
Every week you would tune into this thing for a beatdown. You would be like literally like these guys like and these girls would go into this thing and I'm like, man, you're gonna get fucked up today.
I'll bet you there's a thousand episodes of that show out there.
They're out there somewhere, but they're not on my home video shelf, and that's a fucking problem as far as I'm concerned.
You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today, Bill.
Oh man. Well,
you thought because you were a gym teacher that you had it in the bag.
How do you like that, Theodore?
Oh my god. Yeah, well,
that's fucking funny.
I mean, is there that's a good question because they've done so many of these, like you said, Theodore, and it made me think of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Like between Garfield and Smurfs and all this shit that they brought back, is there anything that's been made worse than this 90s Mario movie?
Those are pretty bad. The ones that you just said are all pretty fucking terrible.
Like Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh my God,
and like Smurfs and like there's worse. I don't think there's a children's movie, but look at these two fucking assholes.
I love when Mickey gets the giggles. I've closed bars because Mickey couldn't shake the giggles off. One of my favorites.
Survive that, Mike.
Mike from Ohio is a gym teacher by day, but thinks he can take on Gemini.
he writes blades.
Holy shit. I'm pretty sure someone drugged Ian before this because I've never seen Ian get the giggles like this, but I am here for it 100%. Well, at least we all agree that the best way forward for this problematic entry of pop culture history is clearly a Luigi's Haunted Mansion. We're not sure if it should be Leguizamo or Adam Sandler, but either way, I think the bones are there to make something with. And it's
Now
enough to give.
I want a Super Mario's American Gladiator. Of like Alien vs Predator. Let's get Mario Brothers vs Gladiators.
Fuck, dude, it would be way better than this 93 thing. I'm sorry.
That's a sphere coming your way, Todd.
Yeah, well, why not? Mario's a plumber by day, but he thinks he can take fucking Storm Chaser or whoever else is out there.
This is a padded missile, Kyle.
Not today, Todd. Not today. Not in my house.
Tune in next week for our American Gladiators episode. No,
oh my god.
Holy shit.
Well, we are just about out of time, but I do want to also point out in the live chat, Gold's Code says Ian loves the pest, but not Airborne.
Right. Time now, son.
We are sworn enemies for life. So before we wrap things up, is there anything you guys got coming up in the works? Articles for Ian, music for Mickey, anything for Steve? Oh, I believe Steve is going to be at the horror sideshow market this weekend. Am I not mistaken?
You might be.
Possible? He might be.
Possible. I might be.
Well, you know who is going to be there? This guy. That's right. This Saturday, you want some pop culture punk paraphernalia, otherwise known as PCP? Hit me up. I'll be slinging PCP all day at my table. That means mashup shirts, by the way. It's not actual PCP. You have to get that from the van.
That's why I'll be there. Yeah.
That's why Steve will be there. He's my.
I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I did just release an article yesterday for the B Movie Challenge for a fantastically forgotten film from the 90s. A movie called Nice Girls Don't Explode, starring Wallace Shawn and the lady from Real Genius. Who was that, Chris?
Oh God, we talked about her last week. She was on Family Ties and shit.
Mary, I can't think of her name, but
it's too late to Google. Sorry.
Yeah, but yes, a movie where literally a mother tricks her daughter into thinking she makes things explodes when she gets horny, just so she stays away from boys.
Wow. I think I've seen this movie.
Well, if you haven't, it's on Tubi. And again, thank you, Tubi.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Big Girls Don't Cry, They Get Even, which would have been
Big Girls Don't Cry,
well.
They Explode.
Was this Michelle Mayrank?
Okay. Yes, that's who we're talking about, Michelle Mayrank.
Yes, that's it. Yes, so great movie. Check it out. But
I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah, I am a big fan of hers too.
One of her last movies, actually, before she quit acting. So,
well, I always wonder where some of these actors that I used to love that I haven't seen.
Go around the corner, Wallace.
Wallace Shawn would be phenomenal in a Mario movie or in any movie. I just think he's like one of those perfect actors. I absolutely love everything Wallace Shawn does. We should do the Wallace Shawn-a-thon. Next week. Totally. But that being the case,
this is a giant Q-tip, Sean.
You gotta do the joist now. Do the joust now. Do the joust.
The joust.
About the joust,
well, anyway,
John.
You Fandom fans might want to come back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when I hope we're throwing the clip show. Maybe a week after that, and if so, we'll keep you tuned as to what we are reduxing next week. But in the meantime, of course, if you like this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlite, the How Online Network, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, bag up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.
You're going down, Phil.